Everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Should Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using this Photoplay collection that I believe is called Cabin Fever. It is an older collection and kind of goes along with COVID. And I knew once I saw this that I needed to go back and find this photo, and it took me forever to find this one specific photo in the midst of, all the photos on my phone. But what we did was, this was kind of like that first spring, of 2020, my cousins set up like a drive-in movie. And so we went and all stayed in our own cars and ate our own snacks, but watched a movie together. And so I wanted to document that because, as we move forward, that, I guess, chunk of time that we spent, it's just crazy to even look back at now. And I think, as we preserve those memories and keep going forward, I think that it's just such a crazy time in life it was. So what I'm doing, I thought I would actually use that whole strip of that red paper, but I decided just to cut it in strips because I'm going to use that cut apart and my photo, and it goes all the way across the paper. So most of that would have been covered up. And so I cut strips of that red paper and then did the same with that striped paper to make it look layered. I did have to trim down part of the cut apart on the bottom, and so I just made sure that I cut the same amount off of my photo. And like I said, they're just going to go kind of side by side. It's kind of a more plain layout, but again, it's about preserving the memories, and I definitely want to document that. So I am actually going to be adding another kind of layer or strip of paper because I thought the middle section was the exact measurement of the cut apart, but the middle section was a little bit larger than the cut apart, and so I needed to kind of fill in that space a little bit. And I had those scrap pieces of kind of that teal paper, so I decided that I would then end up adding that to the middle, but I only had one scrap piece that was 12 inches long, and it was so thin that I thought it was going to be too difficult to try to cut in half. And so what I'm going to do is use that whole 12-inch piece on the bottom, and then I decided to back my actual photo a little bit, thinking that I could then cover up the I guess the edge where it doesn't go all the way to the right. And so I commit to the cut apart, but then I don't know, I wanted that blue section to show up on the top. And so, I don't know, I had to kind of play around with it, I guess. And so what I ended up deciding to do is actually just cut a smaller section and overlap it and make it go all the way to the right. And lining it up, you really can't tell that much that it is, overlapping. So I think it works pretty well for what I had. I could have probably cut into a full piece of that teal paper, but I like to preserve a full piece instead of cutting like an inch off the end. So I did then decide to actually back the photo again, and I did cut into another one of the starry dark blue papers, but I thought bringing that back in somewhere else, I know it's the whole kind of background, but I thought it would kind of help maybe the photo pop a little bit more as well. And again, I am going to end up using foam tape to kind of help this photo pop. Those are two kind of things that I do quite often is, add another mat to the back of the paper or back of the photo or pop it up on foam tape. Both of those I feel like kind of really help your eye be drawn to that specific photo. So now what I'm going to do is go through the sticker sheet and the ephemera and see what I have that kind of go with the whole drive-in movie theme. And you see I have those 4 stickers there, and then in the ephemera, I thought I would have more options, but again, I don't, and that's kind of why this layout ended up being so simple. It's on the more simple side, however, it is kind of busy too, because you do have all the pattern papers, you have the big cut apart, so then, I guess I just did a couple of simple embellishment clusters. One to the bottom left there using that camera, the popcorn, and the blanket. And then I'm going to kind of combine these 2 stickers here and add that to the top of my photo. It has the drive-in sign and then a perfect saying "stay safe under the stars." I thought that was absolutely perfect for this photo as well. And then again, I am going to add some journaling strips because I do want to journal about this, because like I said, in the future, I think people are just going to think it was absolutely crazy what we did, but it was just the unknown of, the beginning of COVID, the unknown, and trying to stay safe. So I definitely want to document that for future generations. I did end up adding a few stars around that drive-in, and I think I added maybe 1 or 2 in the bottom left cluster. But then here's where I'm going to get my journaling strips out and add those to the bottom of the photo there. The nice thing with these is that I can always add more if I need to. A lot of times I'll do it after I create the layout, but I do like when I'm creating it for you guys to kind of show you what I plan on doing with that space. Kind of gives you an idea, it's not just an open space, that there is going to be journaling there. So sometimes I'll leave it off and add it, when I'm ready to put the layout away. But if I am kind of recording it, I do like to kind of give you guys an idea of what it's going to look like. I had 2 hearts left from each of the ephemera packs, so I'm just going to add that to the beginning and the end of that journaling strip section there. And really that's going to finish off the layout. Like I said, very simple layout, but it's preserving the memories and the crazy time in life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.